Yes.
Anshul,
Yes, sir.
back here.
Thank you, sir.
Your medium of entry is English or Hindi?
English.
English. So Anshul, tell us something about yourself which is not there on the DAP.
Okay, sir. So I've changed around 13 schools. I've lived all over Uttarakhand.
Okay,
different
so in
districts.
13 years, 13 schools.
Yes.
Okay,
In 12 years, 13 schools.
12 years, 13 schools. And they were all in Uttarakhand or?
Yes, sir. All in Uttarakhand.
All in Uttarakhand. And why that was so? Because of your father?
Yeah, fathers, and sometimes it was my own choice because they didn't have the subjects that I wanted, especially in 11th.
Were they located at the same place or different places?
So somewhere there in Dehradun, somewhere there in Haridwar, then there was one in Almora, somewhere in Rudki, somewhere in Udham Singh Nagar, Kashipur.
So you had experience of both this Garhwal and Kumaon
Yes,
region.
sir. A little
Okay,
bit
okay,
experience.
okay. So, but you are from Dehradun, no?
Yes, sir. My native place is Dehradun, but I haven't lived there much.
Okay.
Just my very
But any
formative
idea
days.
why Dehradun is called Dehradun?
Yes, sir. So the dune comes from the dune topography that it is between Shivalik ranges and the Middle Himalayas. So it's called
So
dune.
that's
That
all
is
right.
why.
But what Dara?
And then because of the Dera, it comes from the word Dera. So it is said that Shri Guru Ram Rai had established that area as Dera is Dera. He was awarded this land by Aurangzeb. And another thing is they say that Britishers had established it as a camp. So that is why. So there are two major reasons to call it Dera.
Okay, okay. So there have been a lot of talk about the instability of Himalayas because of uncontrolled tourism in Uttarakhand.
Right.
Okay, and one of the manifestation is the recent incidents on the Charmdhaw Marg.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is your view on that?
Sir, I think since
On the
Uttarakhand
one
is,
hand, Uttarakhand depends so much on tourism,
Yes.
basically religious tourism.
Yes, sir.
And on the other hand, it is causing so much of problems.
Yes. Sir, I think the major reason of this, of the environmental degradation and the environmental collapse that you're talking about, the main reason I think it is more to do with topography and our own inability to handle those things really well. So I think tourism, although it has played some part in it, if we could channelize that tourism and we could, channelize that tourism into other sectors, like we can establish adventure tourism, then we can establish homestays, then we can develop new places of tourism, and if we could follow
How this is going to help? Because then it might attract more tourists, no?
Right, sir.
Presently, larger number of tourists are for religious tourism.
Right, sir.
And then if you say that you will add adventure, this and that, and house and homestays, this and that. And we have seen that homestays have become also another ground
Right, sir.
for constructing houses at places where they should not be.
Right, sir.
So how do you think that that it will improve the situation?
Sir, in fact, I was talking with the retired DGP of our state, Mr. Ashok Kumar. So he said that the tourism potential of our state is undertapped.
So you believed him?
Yes, sir. Even he gave some facts and all, and he formally said that we had two
Or you
models
were
of
convinced?
development. Yes, sir. So we had two models of development. The development model of Uttar Pradesh that did industries, and also we had set up those industries in the Terai region in Haridwar, Dehradun, etc. And then there was this Himachal model, because if you see Himachal, all of us who are in Delhi, they go to Himachal for tourism. Like they sit on a bus on a Saturday, on a Friday night, then they go do treks and they come back. But we cannot do the same in Uttarakhand. If you have to go to Char Dham, you've got to go to Rishikesh, but there are no night buses or some Volvo buses that you can take from Rishikesh to the Char
That is
Dham.
because of the topography.
Yes, sir, but I think so
That
we can.
is because of the topography, no? Himachal Himalayas and Uttarakhand Himalayas are very different.
Right, sir. But sir,
Anshul,
yes, sir.
which ancient scholar can be called the kind of father of diplomacy and statecraft?
Ancient scholars, I think it would be Kautilya.
So, what is Kautilya's Chatushpad theory?
Kautilya's Chatuspad theory. So I'm extremely sorry, sir. I cannot recall right now.
Sam Dam Dand.
Yeah, yes, sir. Samdam Dandved. Yes.
What is the state of these four in our relationship with Maldives?
Samdam Dandved. So, sir, in if we talk about Bhed, so it is about sowing dissensions. So as we had seen, there are two warring groups in Maldives. One was India out that said on an India out camping, and the other one was that keep India in. So that could be set up as Bhed. Then Sam is giving money or to allure. So India had many development missions. Although we should not compare that with the Sam thing, because India has a aspirational great power. So we are doing it out of our own goodwill. So that can be counted as Sam. Then Dand is like blocking their airspace or blocking the.
All right. I think you have gone far ahead of what I had intended to ask. What is the motto of G20 presidency of India?
Vasudev Kutumbakam.
And tell me three important achievements of our presidency.
So first of all, I think it was said that African Union would be included in the G20 from next onwards. So that was one. We gave Global South a voice in
Okay.
G20. Then second was we could come up with a statement on Ukraine war.
Okay, third.
That was second. And third, I think there were many discussions about the digital public infrastructure that we had, established in that declaration that we had for the G20. So I think it was another achievement.
All right. What is BRICS Plus?
So BRICS Plus is BRICS plus another countries that were inclined to join BRICS.
And have
Sorry.
they joined?
Sir, some of them have joined. Sir, I'm not really sure about where the status is, but some countries were there who had shown their interest to join.
You should read on
Yes,
this.
sir. I'll read more on this.
This is just a new item, and
Yes, sir.
you may be asked.
Yes, sir.
What is green, blue, and grey hydrogen?
So green hydrogen is hydrogen that is produced using renewable energy sources. Then grey hydrogen is created using coal and non-renewable from natural gas. And blue hydrogen is using natural gas, but when the emissions are there, it gets captured and stored. That is blue.
What do you mean by rock craft climbing?
So rockcraft is an overarching term, and it includes different things like climbing, rappelling, abseiling, jumaring, bouldering, etc., etc. So within rockcraft, I'm interested more towards climbing and rappelling.
And you are also interested in yoga.
Yes, sir, a little bit.
So what kind of yoga do you do?
So, sir, in fact, my journey with yoga started when I was in class 4th. I was in Haridwar, so I had practiced under an ashram. It was called Yoga Abhyas Ashram. So, I had started from the basic asanas. You get to do the yam and niyams, then you go to the asanas. Now, after performing asanas, I used to do some dharan exercises. It is basically concentration. So, there is tratak, where you gaze either at a dot or either gaze at a candle.
So you have already started with yam, niyam, etc. What these are parts of Ashtanga Yoga.
Yes, sir.
Can you name all the 8 things?
So, it is yam, niyam, asan, pratyahar, pranayam, pratyahar, dharan, dhyan, and samadhi.
Good.
It is mentioned in Patanjali's
Yeah,
Yoga Sutra.
Yoga Sutra.
See, you are just BA, arts graduate,
Yes, sir.
and you are appearing for the civil services. Do you have any plan B?
Sir, I do have plan B. That plan B also includes serving the nation.
Again,
Yes,
this is plan B.
No,
Plan C also. This
Yes, sir. Because, sir, there was, I think, I was in class 12 when Mr. Modi, in one of his speeches in Exam Warriors, he said that do not dream of becoming something, dream of doing something. And, sir, I come from hilly states. I come from Almora. I was a little boy in LKG and I had seen, even I'm from a privileged background. I used to walk 2 kilometers to the bus stop, then go to the school. And I had seen my friends, they used to walk 10 kilometers to go to the school. Then on their way back, they used to carry loads of, grass on their head and go back home. So, sir, that has, molded me. So either then, if not IAS, I would go for law and I would serve the country by being a good lawyer or by being a good judge. And sir, by IAS only, by IAS my first preference, I would say, because I'm also inclined towards national security and intelligence. So I think that is why IAS my first preference.
Okay. See, your hobby is acting and this stage declamation contest, public speaking and all.
I was in schools.
What are the good qualities of a good actor?
Sir, I think the foremost quality should be he should be able to perceive the audience. He should be perceive the audience. If they are interested, he should be able to take feedback from the audience and improvise on this stage.
Importance of improvisation is very important. Which is a better, easy role to perform? Is comic or tragic roles are easy to perform?
So I think tragic role, I think it is easier to perform, because in comic, you'll have to see the audience, you'll have to create a scene, then you'll have to become one with them. In tragic, you are more one with yourself. You have to control your own emotions. But in comic things, you have to see the emotions of the crowd as well. So I think comic role is,
Making people laugh is very difficult.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. See, in our freedom struggle, there are two great icons, Gandhi and Bose, Subhash Chandra Bose.
Ji.
Now, many people feel that Britishers left not really because of Gandhi, he left because of Subhash Chandra Bose.
Ji, sir.
What do you mean by that statement?
So, sir, even recently, Shri Honorable R.N. Ravi ji and Major G.G. Bakshi in his book, he also written about that Clement Attlee had once said that the non-cooperation movement and Quit India movement had little impact on their living. It was more because of the Bose INA thing that the army was dissenting. So some have that argument, some have other arguments. And so there was another Mr. Rajmohan Gandhi in his book, Our Founding Fathers. He had given a vivid description of this. He says that it was more because it was a combined effort, but we cannot, put down the efforts of Gandhi. I think because even though Bose ji also played a great role, Gandhi also ignited the will of the masses, ignited the emotions of the masses. So I think that also had a great role to do.
Okay. See, the last few years, dollar has becoming stronger.
Yes, sir.
When their economy is not doing very well.
Ji, sir.
So how currency can become stronger when the economy is not doing that great?
So, sir, what they are doing, they have increased the interest on their sovereign bonds.
So what happens with the interest when the interest increases?
So, sir, if say I am an investor and I've invested in India, but I see I am getting more secured returns in America, so I will pull out my money from India and I will invest it to America. So when I do this, I'll need dollars. So there will be increase in demand of dollars. So the currency will get stronger.
What is the per capita income of the country?
Of our country, sir, I'm not sure with the exact figure. So I'll read more about it.
We want to become Viksit Bharat by
Yes, sir.
2047.
Yes, sir.
So what should be our size of GDP or the per capita income at that time?
I think till 2047. I think, sir, at least $50 trillion.
50.
At least.
50 is, and we are just about 3.5.
Yeah,
3.6.
3.5.
How can we reach 20 years for 50 trillion is a huge ask.
So it is indeed a huge task, but sir, we've got to set our eyes on the moon.
Last 75 years we reached only 3.5, and then next 20 years we want to 3.5 to 50. You are saying 50 is very far off.
Right. But sir, if we plot a chart of the GDP, we'll see that there's an exponential rise that is happening, especially in the last 10-12 years. So what we can do is we can increase investment in public sector. So if we could push the capex, capital expenditure, so I think that would do really good, and other reforms that opening up the economy essentially that we've seen that the PM EAC is doing, center of the right policies, economic policies.
Thank you.
Why does Nainital have so many well-known schools? What's the reason?
So sir, it is because of the historical reasons. There was one Mr. P. Barron, he was a sugar trader that he founded Nainital. So he had established that Nainital as a colony for the British officers and their students and their wards to study. So they had opened really good schools there, like the Sherwood, and then there's St. Joseph's and other schools.
All right. Now Nainital and so many other tals nearby. Bhimtal, Satsal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In fact, I think Bhimtal is the largest lake among all of them.
So Nainital is.
I think it's Bhimtal, but either way.
Yes.
So why haven't the other tals picked up as tourist spots like Nainital has done?
Sir, again, sir, that is I think, sir, because first of all, it is because of the historical reason Nainital has been very popular. Then the second, it has also been our mistake. We haven't been able to popularize that thing really well, because I've been to Nokochia Tal. There is not that much infrastructure. There are not that much hotels, and even the hotels that there are not that cheap. So not everyone can afford them. So we can establish those sites as high value tourism, or we can have some branding or some more popularization of those places.
Which was the forest in and around Nainital where Jim Corbett used to hunt?
Yes, sir.
What was that forest called?
So it's the forest. So the place is known as Rajari National Park only. So I'm not aware about the name of the forest.
Karadhi?
Sir, that's the name of the place and I got confused.
My past was Nainital, so I know this pretty well.
The place name is
There's a
Karadhi.
concept we are seeing in the news very often, and I'm reading a concept called sharenting.
What's that?
share renting instead of parenting, share renting.
Share renting, yes.
What is that concept?
Share renting, sir, I'm also not aware if I'm allowed to take an educated guess. Sir, I think it would be so in parenting, the mother is bearing all the load of the child. So in share renting,
That's
maybe
how it sounds, but it's not that. It's sharing your kids' pictures and achievements and all kinds on social media.
Okay.
That's sharing. My last question. What's the highest altitude you've been?
Highest altitude. So I think around 3,000 meters.
Nainital is how high?
So Nainital is around 2,700, 2,500. I'm not sure, sir,
In
about
the
that.
Uttarakhand hills, what's the average height of the snow line?
So it's around 4,500
4,500
meters.
Which would translate into how many feet?
Feet, I think. So I'm not sure. I think it should be around 14,000, 15,000 feet. So I'm not sure about this.
Name one glacier in the Uttarakhand hills.
Chorwadia Glacier. Chorwadia Glacier.
Okay. Anything else?
Bandar Pooch.
Thank you. Anshul,
Yes, sir.
I see you have cleared CLAT exam,
Yes, sir.
DU LLB exam and down. And then you went on to study this English from St. Stephen's.
Yes, sir.
Don't you think you wasted a seat?
No, sir, I don't think so because, sir, I had not, I had cleared the exam but I had not applied for it. Especially in CLAT, you had to submit 50,000 rupees to book a seat, but I didn't do that. And even in other exam, it was such, so I didn't.
Okay. You were discussing about Mr. Gandhi
Yes,
just now. You see the portrait of Mr. Gandhi over here.
Yes, sir.
Why he was killed?
Sir, sir, it was mostly because there was one Mr. Nathuram Godse. He said that Gandhi is acting against the interest of Hindus and against the interest of Pakistan. So there was this issue of giving 50 crores to Pakistan that was remaining with India because of the partition thing. So Mr. Gandhi was in favor of giving that 50 crores. So Nathuram Godse said, no, you should not give this. And there was other things that he held against him, like you are working against the Hindu interest. So he shot him.
Okay. There was this one newspaper who didn't cover this news of Gandhi's assassination on front page. Are you aware? Which newspaper was that?
No, sir.
Okay. It was The Hindu.
The Hindu.
Ah, okay. Why? What you can think of? Why didn't they cover it on the front page?
Sir, if I am allowed to take an educated guess, I think the Hindu had been a Tamil newspaper, because the founders were Tamils. So could be that they had a south-north thing going on that time. So that's why they said that Gandhi will put out in second page because he was more northerner and he had said that Hindi should be the official language of the state. So probably that's why. Although I'm not sure.
You just discussed about this south-north thing going on.
Yes,
What is that thing going on?
So, sir, especially during the independence, there was issue of what should be the official language. So most of the people were in favor of Hindi. Then there was some who, especially from the south, who said that Hindi should not be there. Then there was a secessionist movement that reigned in Tamil Nadu in cahoots with the Sri Lankan Tamils. So that was another issue. So that was the issue I was talking about.
What's your view on Hindi imposition?
Sir, in my own view, I think to call Hindi as an official language as an imposition, I don't think so. It would be right because Hindi is the mother tongue of 40% of the people. Then it is second mother tongue of 20-30% of the people. So even going by the number of people who speak Hindi, I think Hindi was ought to be the official language. But there has been some misgivings by everyone. I think their fears are at the right place. So what we should do, we should implement the 3 language formula that we have come in the northern states really well. Like we can study English, Hindi, then instead of Sanskrit, we can either study Tamil or we can study Telugu. So we can do that. So even I was the president of Hindi Sahitya Sabha in my college, so I think I have I'm a little biased towards Hindi, but this is what I think.
Okay. My last part. What's the difference between an advocate and a lawyer?
Sir, lawyer is a student of law. An advocate, he is defined under the Advocates Act in India. So an advocate can go and practice in a court, whereas a lawyer cannot.
Okay.
But every advocate is a lawyer, but every lawyer is not an advocate.
What's your view on collegium system?
So I think the collegium system has worked really well. It has protected judiciary from the executive interference. But I think there are some problems with the collegium system. Every big legal scholar like Nani Palkhiwala ji or Mr. Upendra Bakshi ji have also said that there are some problems. So I think it can be improved upon. So there should be some joint sitting of the government with the Honorable Supreme Court judges, and they should come up with a plan.
Do you think there should be exam like All India Judicial Services, just like civil services?
Sir, in my own personal view, I think I'm against this view. So I think the PCSJ exams, because when you're dispensing justice, you've got to know the sentiments of the people at a very lower level. You need to know their language, you need to know their customs, you need to know their local laws, especially. Like in Uttarakhand, we have many local laws, in Jharkhand as well, there are local laws. So I think at the level of ADJs, PCSJ is fine if we have to implement AIJS. So I think it can be done at the level of district judge. So I think that could be done. But I think this system has worked pretty fine.
Thank you.
How do you think that you fared today?
Sir, I think it was fine, but I think I tend to speak really fast. Then I didn't prioritize my points then. And I should have taken a pause after the questions, thought more about it. It was more like you asked me a question, then I just went on
Blurted out.
rambling.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when is your interview?
It's on 14th March.
14th March. So you still have time, no? And you can improve. So you are an excellent student.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And we need to find a good officer in you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that is where the difference lies. Okay? You know a lot. Okay. You know your subject. But then how do you actually use that knowledge as an officer?
Yes.
Okay. Your personality as an officer. So let's start. For example, would you wear the same dress?
No, sir. In fact, I'm going home on 2nd Feb, so I'll get a dress. from there.
Okay. And your shoes, everything, no?
everything.
Even your nails are not
Yes, sir.
properly nailed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all. Then second thing is that when you were talking,
Yes, sir.
you were talking to the person who was engaging with you in
Yes,
question answer.
Yes, sir.
You were not at all looking at others.
Yes, sir.
Only at once, I think,
Yes,
during
sir.
the whole
Yes, sir.
session, you looked at others too.
Yes, sir.
So that another thing. Because what is there that you have to engage the whole panel.
Right, sir.
Okay.
Right.
Not the person who is asking the question. 70%, 30%, that's the standard rule. You should improve on that. And also your sitting posture, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So like this.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And also, your hands were like this, no?
Right.
Showing a little bit of nervousness.
Yes.
Why was that?
Keep
it free.
Yes, sir. I should have kept it free, like more.
No,
just
keep it free. You can move the hands a little bit. Okay, not wild movements, but you can keep it like that. Legs a bit closer. Okay, yeah, and yeah, smile a little bit. You did smile, but then we thought that you could use your smile better. Yeah. In terms of your answers, no, you rightly said that you not only speak fast, but you speak a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's not required. Okay. There were a lot of places where your answers invited much complex questions.
Right, sir.
We didn't ask because of the paucity of time. Okay,
Yes, sir.
and we wanted that we will give you this as a feedback.
Yes, sir.
Your answers have to be precise, short, maximum take maximum 20 seconds, not more than that. Okay, you don't need to explain everything. Your answers have to be to the point, no? To the point. And you have to prepare for that, basically. Okay. You can take out all the questions which you think could be asked from your DAP or current affairs and prepare bullet points and try to stick to them.
Yes.
Okay. And that's it should not impede your natural flow.
Right, sir.
That you have to actually practice. Okay. If you're trying to speak very precisely and you have a natural flow which has evolved through ages in your personality, it will be slightly difficult.
Right, sir.
And it will come through practice only. Okay. And again, a little bit of modulation of the voice. You expressed a lot of passion when you started talking that you used to walk. That kind of passion we need to see in candidates for civil services. but also that should be reflected in your answers. No, that was an example which came out. Okay, there might be a chance that such examples may not find a place in your whole session, but somehow in your answers, those answers must be very pragmatic. Okay, when in the matter of tourism, for example, when you said no, in Uttarakhand, what is happening actually? People are migrating. There is no able-bodied man who could do work.
Right, sir.
Okay, so everybody is dependent upon tourism. Whoever is left, no, everybody is a taxi driver in Uttarakhand. Okay, so these stark facts, no, should be known to you, and then it should be coming in a very, very pragmatic manner. Okay, you got it.
Yes, sir.
So anything which you...
Just one thing. Though you later on said that on many questions that if I am allowed to make a guess, but you still made a lot of guesses when he was asking you about the GDP. You were completely off the mark. And you should not, and you insisted that on the basis of, then you got entangled more on further questioning. Don't do this. If you don't know, you simply say you don't know. Okay, that's all.
Excuse yourself. Not a test of knowledge.
Your length of answers is very long.
Very long.
Should
And you will be
45
caught.
seconds with ideal maximum 1 minute.
I would say 20-30 seconds.
You yourself knows that you are in hurry.
Yes,
in a
sir.
hurry.
That is why I was speaking really fast.
Ah,
कि
yeah.
I have to
So try
finish
to
all
be
points.
little cool and structured answer slowly and answer the specific question. Not everything you know about that. That you try to say. He asked question, you went on so many things because you knew the answer.
Right, sir.
But that is not the. He asked a specific thing. You be specific to the point. Okay? That thing.
And I think, sir, when I will speak slow, that modulation will also come.
Yes?
Because
Exactly.
Yes.
You have any further question?
No, sir, that was.
No, you are good enough. Very good candidate.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Be confident.
Yeah.
No need to say yes and yes. Must say
No need to do this namaste
to everybody.
to everybody.
It's very good morning is better.
Only to the
Good morning
chairperson.
or
If
good
there is a
afternoon.
lady, you have to greet her first. If there are more ladies, okay, madam, sir.
And good morning, sirs.
And you came in without, you were about to ask, should I sit down?
हाँ, sir, I
You were
was.
in a bit of a hurry.
No need to ask.
Just stand there
just stand there.
and wait for instruction. Okay, most probably
That is
the
what
chair
I
will-
said. No? I summed up. You are an excellent student. We are trying to find an officer.
Okay.
Anshul, so last part. You were feeling nervous or something?
Sir,
Because you were not
anxious.
having the control on your body.
I think, sir, I'm feeling a little bit weak. Like,
No, you are a little anxious. Anxiety ko karo.
Right.
Anxiety.
More of excited
yes.
side of.
That is
Your
true.
hands and your feet
Students
movement
are
was
always
continuously.
excited.
And just try to have a calmness in your body.
And sir, that was also coming out when I was speaking. Like, was speaking really fast. So,
So
I think this is a
ठीक है,
natural
कितने
way of
मौके
speaking.
दिए हो तो?
try to work on that. शीशे के सामने
जी, sir.
खड़े होकर प्रैक्टिस करो जब ठीक हो जाए.
मॉक्स कितने दिए हो?
सर, 1-2 दिए थे, एक संकल्प में और एक अनअकैडमी में.
ज्यादा देने की जरूरत नहीं है. अभी आप पढ़ो ठीक से. ये प्रैक्टिस करो. सॉरी, पढ़ो नहीं, प्रैक्टिस करो. और एक दो मॉक और दे देना.
अपनी वॉइस रिकॉर्ड करके सुनो कैसे लग रहा है.
जी सर.
शीशे के सामने बोल के देखो.
You will get this video and analyze each and every part.
जी सर. Okay,
All
thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you.